morning and welcome to Living Local 15. Thank you so much for tuning in today. First up, I am taking you inside of Turnstone Center to learn all about their adaptive fitness program and how they are helping people who are injured or have a disability regain their strength. And I'm speaking with a member who has Parkinson's disease to learn about how he uses this facility to improve his recovery. And later, it's Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry. And we are discussing ways that their center can help improve your mental health. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Turnstone Center. Turnstone helps people achieve their goals by creating possibilities. At this state-of-the-art fitness and aquatic center, they really focus on helping people who have been injured or have a disability regain their movement, have greater strength, and also stay active. And today, we're going to learn more about everything they have to offer. Let's do it. And joining me now is EJ Whitney, who is the fitness director, and Jessica Springer, the fitness specialist. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so I'm so happy to be here to learn more about what you have to offer. You all are in this huge, beautiful facility, and you really do help people just regain that confidence and regain their mobility. And so let's talk about adaptive fitness and really what makes that different from other programs.
Yeah, so adaptive fitness for us, how we look at it is it's just making fitness accessible for everyone. Regardless of your ability, we have something here at Turnstone that everyone can do.
Yeah, and what's the main difference between that and traditional fitness programs?
Really, there's not a whole lot of difference. It's just we have the accessibility here at Turnstone to make all of our exercises, all of our machines available for everyone.
Yes, and so you all have a specialty here and really helping people who have been injured or maybe have certain diagnoses. So can you kind of go over who you really see here at this facility?
Yeah, so we see it's a very broad spectrum of people. Our memberships range from individuals young as 9 years old all the way up to their mid-late 90s. I would say the majority of our members who we serve are individuals who are 50 and older. We call them the active aging population. And we see everyone with all types of different physical backgrounds, whether it's more like preventative for secondary risk factor, or those individuals who might have like a progressive neurological disease or a diagnosed disability.
Okay, and so with this adaptive fitness, Jessica, as a fitness specialist, you get to work with them individually. So what does it look like a training session for adaptive fitness?
Yeah, so like we mentioned before, all of our equipment is adaptive, so that really helps. Another thing is when someone comes in and talks to us about what their goals are, we sit down, come up with a training program for them, and make everything adaptable for them. So it's really fun creating different ideas and going through a different training program in that way.
Yeah, and so when I think about adaptive, I think about like when you say all the equipment's adaptive, so that means that it can change in what, like the size and the height and the accessibility to it? Is that what that means?
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that makes us different too with being accessible, it's not only the machines are accessible, but the space in between our equipment, it's more accessible, so people can navigate through our fitness center a lot easier than other fitness centers.
Yeah.
So that's just one example.
Yeah, and let's talk about just the other benefits that you all offer here. I know that there are so many different training rooms. You have a lot of activities like kickboxing and whatnot. So go over some of the popular items that people like to use.
We have a ton of different memberships available here at Turnstone. So one of our biggest memberships is our Medicare Advantage Plan memberships. So it's like Silver Sneakers, Renew Active, Silver and Fit. So any individual that's 65 and older that qualifies for those, we have those memberships available and they're free for those individuals. We have a veterans program that we offer a free 6 months to our veterans. And then after that, we give them a 50% discount. We have Rock Steady Boxing, which is for people with Parkinson's disorder. We have 6 classes available throughout the week for those individuals. And then we have 12 classes, different group fitness classes, whether they're Silver Sneakers Classic class, we do a Get Fit class, we have balance classes available, and then we have a handful of classes for our warm water pool, where we offer like aquatic group fitness classes too.
Yeah, that's great. And Jessica, with you working with these individuals, can you share just maybe a story of success that you had with working with one of your clients?
Yeah, it's really hard to pick one because I work with so many amazing clients throughout the year, but one that really sticks out to me is a client that I've worked with. His name is John, and his goals were to kind of increase strength and mobility post-injury, and he was able to actually push for 13 miles this year for the Fort for Fitness race, just by all of our training that we were able to do throughout the year. So he was able to complete that with full strength and everything like that. So
That's awesome. Good work that you all are doing here. And you mentioned Parkinson's. So let's take a moment and speak with one of your members, Vince, who has experienced, this diagnosis and how he uses this facility to get better. I am now joined by Vince Griffin, who is a member here at Turnstone. Hello, Vince.
Hello.
Thanks for chatting with me. Okay, so let's talk about your journey and what really brought you to this facility.
Parkinson's. I was diagnosed 2 years ago, September, and I started coming here 2 years ago, December 1st.
Okay, and so I know that it was a process to get going on your treatment because there was a little bit of hesitation. What was the hesitation?
Just the initial shock of what it was going to be down the road, and just how the disease progresses and what I needed to do to combat it.
Right.
And
And so through the training that you've been doing here so far, how have you seen a difference in your mobility?
Well, we work hard on strength and flexibility are the two things that Parkinson's attacks your body, and like I said, we work on that 3 times a week, and we also do some fun activities as well. We play some sports and some competitive games to keep that going as well. But mainly it's strength and flexibility what we work on.
Yeah, and you've been coming here for 2 years,
Yeah, 2 years.
over 2 years.
Yeah.
And so what do you feel is just the best part about coming to this facility? Because I know they have so much to offer here.
Well, initially I was really impressed with the facility, and I was surprised that I didn't know about it, because it's really impressive with the gyms, and the fitness center is second to none.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on, it's been the staff.
Yeah.
The staff is great. So I worked with, I think, 4 different personal trainers, but mainly with Zach. And so I said they're great, and they tailor to my needs for what I need to be able to fight this battle.
Right, yeah, and you say you do training 3 times a week. Okay, that keeps it going good, that consistency, and then you say fun stuff. So what are some of the fun activities that y'all do here?
Well, I was born and raised in Indiana. I played a lot of basketball as a kid, and I hadn't shot probably in 20 years, and so we started to have a great gym facility here. We started shooting baskets. And initially it was a struggle just to get the ball to the hoop, and before long it became very easy, and we always had little competitions between my trainer and I, and then we started playing ping pong for work on hand-eye coordination, and we've even played some pickleball as well.
Okay, how are you with pickleball?
Not so good. Not so good. They said I had never played that before. The rules are a lot to take in.
Right.
And I said that I got to do a lot of work on that.
Right. Well, that's good that you get your practice in here. And so I know we had talked about the journey of getting here, but now that you've been in this training for 2 years, are you happy with your decision to get going soon when you learned about your diagnosis?
Definitely. It's given me confidence that I'm going to be able to battle this over time, and I've just seen the results in a short amount of time. 2 years is really a short time, but
Yeah.
like I said, I feel stronger, and just my everyday activities, and still working, so it definitely helps in all phases of my life.
Yeah, awesome. Well, best of luck to you as you continue to gain your strength and flexibility, and thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Yes. As you can see, Turnstone offers an inclusive, supporting, and empowering environment. And guess what? For the month of January, all new memberships will have an enrollment fee that is waived. So you pay nothing for enrollment. So now is the time to sign up. We'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Turnstone Center.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. I am at Viking Psychiatry, which offers a dynamic approach and innovation to interventional psychiatry. And today I'm going to learn all about their approach to treating suicide and depression. Let's do it. And I am joined by Sean Goddard, who is the owner here at Viking Psychiatry. Hello again.
So good to see you again.
You too. Okay, so we are learning so much by talking with you about your practice, but really about this mental health issue that people are dealing with and solutions that you are providing here to our community, which is so great. And so, of course, we've been getting to know you over the last couple of weeks, but in case this is someone's first time seeing it, what is Viking Psychiatry?
Viking Psychiatry is what we call an interventional psychiatry practice, which is just a fancy way of saying we want to offer tools and treatments that people can't get elsewhere that make a significant impact, right? We don't offer just another pill here. And we offer a warm environment for people to come in and get some care and feel comfortable while they're doing it.
Right, yeah. And I know last week we talked about deep TMS and that treatment, and today we're going to talk about Spravato. And so tell me, what is Spravato?
So Spravato is what's generic name is esketamine. It's intranasal esketamine. And it's a treatment that has been created from ketamine, which is a drug that we often see used in anesthesia. And it's been around for a long time, ketamine, and they realized that it can have an effect on mental health. And so it's approved to treat treatment-resistant depression and acute suicidality.
Wow, that's really intense. It's really good because I know that those types of disorders are intense and they need quick help. And I know that you're aiming to be such a quick turnaround for patients that come here. So talk to me about that and how you want to be a quick solution.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to medications, most of them, when we start a client on a new medication, we tell them 8 to 12 weeks to begin to see a difference. And that's to begin to see a difference, right? And there's not a high success rate with those oral medications. And so when somebody has failed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus medications, and you come here for treatment, you want to feel better quick, right? And typically that's not seen in mental health. But with Spravato, we can see differences in as soon as the first treatment. We see significant impact on depression, on suicidality, and I mean, this spray is so amazing that within 4 hours of your initial treatment, you have what are called brand new dendrites being formed in your brain, and so you have new communication occurring, and communication is vital when it comes to feeling better.
Yeah, that's so cool. And really, I know that this facility offers a lot of accessibility for this treatment. You have how many rooms? How many treatment rooms?
Yeah, so right now we have the capability to treat up to 14 people at a time. And we do 3 treatments a day, 3 rounds of treatment on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And our goal was, when we first started, we only had 4 chairs, right? And what we didn't want is a waiting list and people having to wait for treatment. So we've gone extra steps to try to make sure that we can add as many chairs as possible, so when somebody needs help, they can get it. Our goal is, if somebody's acutely suicidal, we see them within 48 business hours, and with treatment-resistant depression, we see them within 7 to 10 days, so that people can get that treatment going right away. Because when you have hope and you take that first step, right, you don't want to have to then wait 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks to get in and be seen.
Yeah, I find that so interesting. I'd love to talk a little bit more about that. Traditional treatment takes so long, and so I almost want to say, why is that? Because when people need help, they need help now. And it's such a sensitive topic and a sensitive area that people have to deal with. Why should they wait? That has consequences.
Yeah, I liken medications for depression kind of like walking up a hill or a mountain, right?
Yeah.
When you first start out on that hike, you've got all that extra energy, right?
Yeah.
And so you kind of put something into it. And when we start a new medication, often we feel that initial little bit of a difference or that change, right? But the longer you're hiking that mountain, the slower your pace gets, right? And it takes a while to reach the peak of that mountain, right? And it can become exhausting, and people quit and they say, forget it, it's not worth it. I'm sweating too much, my muscles are aching too much, right? So side effects from the medication.
Yeah.
And they say, forget it, it's not worth it. I don't even want to see the top of the mountain anymore, right? And so our goal is with Spravato, we're going to put them on the chairlift and send them to the top of the mountain as quickly as possible so they can see the view and get a difference immediately.
Yeah.
Right? And then they'll have the energy and the motivation to go hiking on their own.
Keep
hopefully.
going. That was a great example. Yeah, and great visual there. Okay, so this is the room, one of the rooms at least, in the special chair, and we have someone that you're going to demonstrate.
Yeah, Holly,
with.
she's on our staff, and she's
Hi.
agreed to be the guinea pig in this case. If
yes.
you want to go ahead and have a seat, Holly.
Please.
And so when people come in for treatment, normally actually this room is dark, and we have nebula lights going on.
Okay.
Right? Our goal is to create a relaxing environment. The nebula lights just kind of help people kind of get lost in their thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And so with Spravato, the standard treatment is you come in for depression, for example, twice a week for 4 weeks,
Okay.
once a week for 4 weeks, and then once every other week for 4 weeks. And a significant portion of people are done with treatment at that time. Some
That
people have to
12-week
continue on,
time frame.
depending on what's going on, the severity, or they did amazing and they want to continue to stay in that range. So. But when people come in, they're here for about 2 hours because this is what's called a REMS controlled medication. And so we have to report vital signs within 7 days of treatment to show that people are responding well. So it's got strong safety data behind it, 6+ years of data that shows us it's safe not only for initial treatment, but even longer term treatment. And so they come in, and in the box, we have 3 devices, 2 or 3 devices depending on the dose that look like this.
Okay.
And so what folks are going to do is they're going to just spray this themselves into their nostril.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so Miss Holly here will give us an example. Staff will be in the room with them. We give the doses and guide the timing.
Okay.
And so they'll take the first spray and insert and spray into the nose, and they'll immediately spray into the other nostril. And then Miss Holly's doing a great job in keeping her head straight, right? Because we want as much of that to stay in the nasal cavity as possible. And so we'll start a timer, and then 5 minutes later, they get their second dose, right?
Okay.
And so that's the 56 milligram dose. And then if they're getting the highest dose, 84 milligrams, 5 minutes after that spray, we'll give them a third one of these, right?
Okay.
And the milligram is really dependent upon a couple things. One, we always start with 56, the lower dose, in some populations, even maybe just one sprayer. And then we assess their response to determine whether or not we need to go to the higher dose. Not everybody does, right? And we have that flexibility that if the higher doses may be too much, right, as they begin to respond, then we can always back them down to 56. The goal is that they get their treatment, complete it, and get all the way through. So we're going to do anything we can to make that possible.
Wow, and then after, so you say it's a 2-hour time frame, but once they get the nasal injections, how long do they sit here and kind of let the medicine take place?
Yep, so the nasal sprays, all in all, you're here for about 2 hours. So when you come in, we get your initial set of vitals. We come in, we do your sprays, and then at the 40-minute mark, that's where we can see blood pressure creep up a little bit. So we want to make sure that your blood pressure is doing okay and you're doing okay. We'll come in at 40 minutes and recheck your vitals.
Right.
And then you just kind of hang out again till that 2-hour mark. And then after 2 hours, you're going to be free to go. Now, this is kind of like surgery, right? They wouldn't give you anesthesia and then let you drive yourself
Right.
home, right? And so remember, esketamine is half of ketamine, which is anesthesia. And so people can still be a little bit sedated, or what I joke around and call drunk walking, right? And so we definitely don't want them getting behind the wheel. And so they do have to have somebody to drive them home, whether that's a friend, family member, or even Uber or Lyft or something like that is possible. But you can't get on your bike or your car or
Right.
anything like that and take yourself home.
Okay.
And we support them. We create a comfortable environment. We have fans. We have neck cooling fans, heating apparatus for the people that want to really control their temperature. We have a call light system that goes to them with no sound, so staff know to come help and assist. And
You have snacks.
well, yep, we have Jolly Ranchers and Starbursts, and the reason why is some of this can sometimes drip down the back of the throat, and I've been told it's not the best tasting stuff in the world, so we have candies to help people be able to get rid of that taste.
Yeah. That is so awesome. Well, that's so great that you're offering this, and that was great to learn more about it, so thank you. If someone is interested in looking into this treatment and learning more from you, where should they go?
They can go to vikingpsychiatry.com or vikingpsych.net to make it easy. And they're also welcome anytime during our business hours. They're welcome to stop in, get a free warm cookie, and one of our staff will make themselves available to talk to them a little bit and see about getting them set up for an appointment.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Sean.
Appreciate you coming by.
And if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on WANE 15 and catch past episodes on WANE.com. Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.